Okay, wait. Poppy's gonna do the intro.
Okay.
Hello. We have a new co-host today. Welcome to Natural Fibres. This is Poppy. For anyone who's just listening, Poppy is a dog that thinks she's a human. So, welcome, Poppy.
She looks like a natural fiber.
Yes, she does look like a natural fiber. But yes, if you're joining us for the first time today, Natural Fibres is a crafting podcast, primarily knitting and crochet, but we do talk about other crafts. We are cousins. I'm Merike. And
I'm Kersti.
And we're at Koigu, which is a yarn company, if anyone doesn't know. And so today we are going to be talking about how we're planning our crafty trip to Europe. We're both going in a week. A week?
Yeah.
1 week. The countdown is on.
Yeah.
We're going in 1 week to Estonia. That's where our families are from. And then we're also going to Helsinki, which is the capital of Finland. And then where do you go?
I, after Helsinki, head to Copenhagen for a few days.
And I head to Reykjavik for a few days. So we're going to share with you
a full Scandinavian, Nordic journey.
Yeah, so our kind of an itinerary, but not really, like very loosely. Like I'm just going to share my ideas of where I want to go, and you can share your ideas. And maybe it'll give you some inspiration of if you want to do a crafty Europe trip, what you might want to do.
And we're also both very type B, maybe even type C travelers / people. So it will just be rough like this.
Oh, yeah.
There will be, yeah.
This is how my itinerary is, basically.
Yes, yeah.
I basically I went on Google Maps and just like searched through Google Maps and then saved places.
In a folder.
And that's basically...
Yeah, that's what I've been doing for the last few months is saving things. And then once we're there, I tend to find I do best with picking like 1 to 2 activities per day.
Yeah, exactly.
And then finding stuff near those activities. But if I do more than that and I miss something, then I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
And
well,
it's better
I think
to
it's
just be
nice
excited.
to like have the list of stuff that to like pick from. It's almost like a grab bag of activities available, so that when you get there, you're not like, I have to do like, you don't want to like waste all your time researching and get caught being like, wait, I don't know what I want to do, and then you waste half the time that you're there Googling. But if you do the pre-Googling, but not the time slot planning, then it's loose, but you know what you're doing.
Yeah. So... Hopefully we'll go to these places. I don't know about you, but I picked some of my favorite things to do, which is bookstores, eat, and then craft stores because we're going to Scandinavia. So of course we need to go to yarn stores.
Yeah.
And hopefully we go to them and then we'll share after.
Yeah.
Where we went.
This is a kind of like sharing crafty ideas, but when we actually go, we'll share you which ones were actually good, which places we actually went. This is kind of like the conceptual list, but the afterwards will be what we actually did.
And if you follow us on our crafting Instagrams, Kersti Makes and Hello Little C, then we'll be most likely posting many stories about them.
Yeah. Yay.
Okay.
Well, I guess our first check-in could be another thing that we decided on our last episode, if you listened to it or watched it, was that we decided we were going to start our sweaters 1 month before our trip and try to get our sweaters done. So we're going to do a check-in on where we're at. As you can see, Kersti's literally furiously knitting her sweater.
And I have plans to cheat. So we can... Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
wait, tell us the pattern and what you're doing. The lane loops.
Thank you. It's the lane loops by other
loops.
See, this is where it always gets confusing for me. Anyways, easy pattern, great pattern. I've just had a very busy month, and when we last checked in and I said, oh my god, I'm going to knit a sweater in a month, I think I actually ended up starting the sweater 2 weeks later, which was definitely my downfall. And I do think I could have gotten farther had I started it at the end of May when I said I was going to. I even brought this on my most recent work trip, and I was like frantically knitting every morning and every night, and didn't knit on the airplane because I just find that airplanes are so small nowadays.
I feel like unless it's something small to work on, like, again, if I was a sock knitter, that'd be perfect. Or if I have, like, a granny square, like one granny square to work on, then that's fine. But, like, if it's anything bigger, it's, like, it's not really fun.
Yeah. Plus, we just got very humid, and, like, just the plane was hot, and the airport was hot. Anyways, I had no interest in pulling out mohair. But we are here. I am about 5 rows to 10 rows to split for the sleeves and the body. And feeling pretty good about
It looks really
that.
pretty. It looks so well finished already too. Like, good job.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
So my plans to cheat include, normally I'm anti this, but because, I don't know if we discussed this on the last episode, but I've taken a new approach to my reading goal. Because I listen to a lot of audiobooks, I've decided that listening to an audiobook counts towards my reading goal. I used to be anti this, however I'm pro this. Similarly, I have plans to finish the body once I split for the body on my mother's knitting machine.
Oh, cheater.
And then I can just do the sleeves.
Fair enough.
So...
No, that counts.
Yeah, because it's just going to be straight knit for the body.
I did all my straight knitting.
Yeah, and this is where it's like,
your
part of me
is more complicated, though. I will give you a full, many more credit to than
only the top is complicated, though, not the bottom part.
Yeah.
Like, once this, like, splits off, it's just knit.
Yeah.
It'll be the sleeves are, like,
You've done the most complicated part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the shaping. But anyways, yeah, normally I'm very anti counting knitting machine as knitting, similarly to audiobooks as reading. But I really want this sweater to be done for this trip.
And when we started this challenge, we did not specify no knitting machine, but I didn't think we had to. Because I don't have access to one.
That is not true. If you really needed to, you could hook your stitches and just go.
Fine. Wait, you didn't say what yarn you're using.
Oh, I am using Koigu Cheers and Koigu Sophie in these 2 colors. And it's making a really pretty blue haze.
Very pretty.
Oh, it looks beautiful on the camera.
It looks so pretty on the camera. You can see the speckles.
So I am very excited about this sweater, and I really want to wear it T-minus like 9 days. So yeah, I am gonna take the cheat, especially since I don't want it to be a cropped sweater.
Yeah.
So like I could see myself maybe getting to like the body done and one sleeve done, and then all of a sudden still have one sleeve to go while I'm like flying across the world. So to avoid any of that, I'm going to hopefully be able to just use the knitting machine for the rest of the body. Because again, it'll be annoying though, because the knitting machine I can't do in the round. It'll be straight. So then I'll have to seam.
That's
so
okay.
Who knows, circa like 3 months from now, you might see me ripping up the body because I want to redo it so that it's one.
Well, this is just a means to an end for now.
It really is.
Yeah. So. But yeah, maybe you'll actually quote unquote finish the challenge properly later, but this is so that it's wearable.
Yes, because that's all I care about at this point, because I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Okay, how are you doing?
Good. I split for the body the other day, so I tried it on. So it actually fits. Yeah, it fits. Because it's bottom up for me. So we started from opposite ends. Kersti's is top down, mine's bottom up. So we were kind of meeting in the middle. I wasn't able to try it on until I put the front stitches on hold with the little go-karty thing. And then, so now this is the back panel that I've split. So you can see...
Oh, you're like getting there.
Stripe, yellow and cream like stripes. It's really soft and fluffy. Yeah, I tried it on, so it actually does fit my body. I was scared for a minute there that I did the extra small instead of the small, and I was like, should I have done that? Like, I don't know. I measured myself, but you never know. Like, sometimes your tension's a little off, or who knows. But no, it fits, thank God.
It's so
and it's, really light and fluffy. So, yeah, I'm knitting with the Koigu Andra, which is a brushed merino, in, the pale yellow and like, cream. And so this is the back panel. I just have to do, I think, like 3 more inches, and then do the neck hole shaping for the back, and then I'll do the front panel, which again is just a few inches with neck shaping, and then sleeves. The sleeves are gonna be the death of me, but it's okay. I'm just gonna literally, like you said, panic knit in the morning, at lunch, and in the evening, and it'll be fine. We have 9 days.
I mean, worst case scenario, you leave your yard ball holder at home and you do the sleeves.
Yeah, and I don't care if I don't block it for the trip. Like, no, it's not the end of the world. I'll block it
also,
after.
even if you're getting it, because we're gone for almost 2 weeks, so I feel like even if you're having to work on it, the journey is 10 hours.
I'm my full travel time to get there is 24 hours.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of time.
So you
Like,
could
I'll
be working on it as
in the
you're going.
airport. I'll be on the flight overnight, which I probably wouldn't knit overnight, but, you know, maybe a little bit because the flight leaves at like 9 p.m. or something. Knit for like 2-3 hours maybe. Yeah, no, if I need to finish the sleeves on the trip, I won't be heartbroken. I think
That's my goal as well.
That'll be my counting of cheating.
Yeah.
Might be knitting on the first day.
I think I will still be needing to, because I'm not saying that, like, you have it better, but my arms are so long.
Yeah, that's true.
Sleeves, this is why I always die on the sleeve.
Yeah, because it's just like, by the time you get to, like, your elbow, you're like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. But yeah.
I contemplated making this into a weird t-shirt, but the fabric is too thick.
It's too thick. It's a beautiful
Yours could have been a cute
This could have
t-shirt.
been a t-shirt. I mean, I could make it a t-shirt, but I don't really want a t-shirt. Like, I don't know. I don't really want a t-shirt. Yeah, no.
I still have these dreams of wearing it wrapped around my neck, and that is going to look so cute wrapped around your neck.
Yeah, well, and picture, like, these match our clothes so perfectly. Like, if anyone knows us at all, like, I literally wear, like, pink and yellow and blue pretty much, like, every day. And, like, orange, maybe. Well, pretty much every color. But pink and yellow, primarily.
A lot of red recently.
Yeah, a lot of red recently. But yellow doesn't clash with red either. That's the thing with pale yellow. I kind of feel like it goes with everything.
It does. That's my nails right now are, like, the same color as your knitting. And I'm contemplating I have to get them redone before we go. And I think I might get yellow done again because it's matched everything.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. It's almost like beige but funner. And yours obviously matches all your clothes because you wear a lot of cream and blue. So,
yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, so, yeah, these are our little progress pieces, and we are sticking to our challenge. Good for us.
Yeah, at the very least, because we've been so public about it, I've been very motivated.
You haven't posted an update video. I almost pestered you, and then I remembered you were on your trip.
I was on my trip. I'll post one later today.
Okay,
I should have done one on my work trip because that would have been really cool.
That would have been cool. I'm in, like on your
But so for some reason I'm not a morning person, but when I was in the hotel, and probably because I was I was stressed of getting myself put together, getting myself up in the morning, I woke up at 6 every day I was in the hotel.
Holy moly.
And I was like, what is going on with me? So the first morning I went for a run.
Was there a time difference?
No.
Oh.
No, I was just like...
6. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Good for you. Okay.
So on Monday morning I went for a run.
Wow.
Which is like also...
Morning run?
Yeah.
Who are you?
I know. And it was really cool because I got to
see
the city a bit.
So your trip self is a different... No, trip self is different self. I eat breakfast on trips. I do stuff I never do. You know? Yeah.
No, and like I was out late most nights too. The next morning I didn't want to go for a run because our meeting started earlier. So I had I fell asleep with the hair rod in my hair for my curly hair. And then I had brought those eye patches because I've had very dark under eye circles and I have a bunch of them. So I brought those and I had put them in the fridge in my hotel. Trip self is different. I wash my face every night and every morning. Do not do that normally. This is a lot of outing of myself. Made sure my hair was prepped and then I put little eye patches on every morning.
Wow.
I was in my pajamas with my hair in curls, eye patches on, in bed knitting and watching Good Morning America.
I think what's the thing about trip self, especially a solo trip self, is different because there's no other schedule and no one else affecting you. So this is basically what you would do if you lived alone.
And had
the perfect world where things are all taken care of.
Yeah.
There's no dishes. This is the thing.
Yeah.
Trip self has no dishes.
No dishes.
Trip self has no laundry.
No
Trip self has no responsibility
really.
Other than the thing
I didn't even have to make my own bed.
Yeah, there you go.
I was in a hotel.
So basically, if you had all your basic stuff taken care of, what's your higher self doing?
I hung up all my clothes when I got there.
I did that too on my work trip last month.
I was like, who am
I?
I?
And I hung them as outfits.
I'm the type of person that comes back from a trip and my suitcase sits still
Oh, I unpack the moment I get home.
Oh. Yeah, no, I don't. I did sort of this time because I have a lot of back-to-backs.
Because I hate the pile of clothes sitting there. It makes me sad.
See, your regular self is even better than my trip self.
My regular self has been on a higher level lately. I don't know what she's doing.
But, yeah. Anyways, moral of the story, trip me is a better version of me, which is great because we're about to go on a trip.
Well, we only have 1 day crossover in Helsinki, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we have many days crossover in Estonia, so we're good. Good. Wait, I had one thing I wanted to say. Oh, you mentioned running.
Yes.
I joined a running club. It's on Sundays. It runs from my local brewery to around for an hour or something, or however long I think it's time-based, not distance-based, so that anyone can join. There's no, pressure to it.
Yeah.
But as long as you meet back at the time of meeting, then everyone has a pint together.
That's so
Isn't that so cute? So I just joined. They added me to their group chat.
I can't believe you joined a run club.
I know.
I've been asked
I do like to run.
To run with someone. And I find that very stressful, so I haven't done
No,
that
this
yet.
is different, though, because I don't have to run with anybody. The point is meeting. You have to run. Doesn't matter how long. Doesn't matter where.
Yeah, I like that.
And then you come back at the assigned moment, and you have a pint.
I like that way better than running with someone because I'm still so new into getting into running that I just would feel very overwhelmed with having to keep up with their pace.
Yeah, well, because I like to walk. I like to take breaks. And I don't, like, for example, me and my boyfriend Adam tried to, like, want to run together. But that doesn't make any sense. Like, his legs, like, literally come up to my chest. Like, it just doesn't make sense to run that. Like, it would be unenjoyable for both of us. He'd have to run too slow. I'd be so out of breath. It would just be stupid.
I run about, like, a 7.5 kilometer, which isn't really that bad.
No,
so
it's
I've
not.
learned from the world. Joey runs a 5-minute kilometer.
Yeah, exactly. No, I know, and it's like that's not even like crazy fast, but the
that
comparison
difference is huge. And like he will be waiting for me at a corner, and I'm like trying to catch up, and I'm a little bit just like.
And you might even injure yourself if you push yourself, which is stupid. Like push yourself, but don't push yourself like that.
I loved travel running because I've always idolized travel running. Yeah, because I got to see so much more in a shorter period of time. I kind of wished that I was like.
Point. Travel running. I always hated those people because I thought it was weird. But no, you see more.
Yeah,
it's like travel biking, but you don't have to rent a bike.
I always used to idolize. We would go to Cologne for H&H when I was growing up, and Amy from Knit Collage is a runner. And she would wake up before every day of the trade show and go for a run along the Rhine. And I remember being like, wouldn't that be so cool?
Yeah.
But even teenage Kersti was not a runner. Okay. So this is speaking about my running journey.
I'm not going to hold you to this. Because Vacation Us might not want to do this.
No, Joey's already bought new running shoes to go running.
Do you want to do a run in Helsinki?
Yeah.
By the water?
Yeah. No, Joey's already mapped out runs in all three cities.
Okay, don't hold me to this. Okay. Because I might not want to do it.
I realized running shoes take up a shit ton of space.
But I might wear them on the plane.
See, this is what I think I need to do.
Yeah. Because I bought those new ones. They'd match this perfectly. I bought new running shoes that are cream, light blue, and yellow. Okay. This might happen.
So, not only will we be going to craft stores and eating yummy
food, we'll be
food,
running between craft stores. We're literally covering all the ground running from craft store. Where you see pictures of us running with yarn.
Like, I'm a fast walker and you're a fast walker, but doing the kilometer of running...
No, you cover ground so much faster. Like, truly. Yeah. Okay, enough about running, but... this is a pivot. But, okay, do we want to stop our check-in there so we can get into our topic faster?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So, sorry, no other check-in, but you guys are probably grateful for that because we usually check in for too long. Okay, so, do you want to compare notes on Estonia first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, no, let's start with Helsinki because you know Estonia, like, very well. Yeah. So I feel like I'm going to be taking more recommendations from you.
Okay, yes,
I know you've been to Helsinki, but that was...
But not really. Yeah. Like, I've been there, but we haven't spent much time
So let's see how our Helsinki... Because we're both going in with, fresh eyes. So we've probably
found the same info, I imagine.
This is what I want to see.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you go first.
Okay. So...
Because I kind of stuck to, like, stores, like craft stores, and then places that I would like to craft in.
Oh.
That's kind of where I went.
I'm very excited to go to their coffee shops because I've seen lots of good things about that. But let's start with knitting stores. So I have the Sunday Knitting Club, obviously.
Oh, yes, I have that as well.
Very excited to go there. It's a brand new yarn shop, and it looks very modern, very cozy. Very excited to try that.
And it has a cafe with cute tables by the window. Did you see that? No. Do you want to sit at the cafe with the cute tables by the window at the Sunday Knitting Club?
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
Keep your eyes open for pictures of that.
And then I have Menita, which is like an older Finnish yarn shop. Mm-hmm. And then the other one I had is Snurre.
Wait, can I add something about Menita?
Yes, add something about Menita.
That Menita seems to have its own yarn lines. Ooh. Like, it has a few of its own yarns. So there's one called Pia, which I thought was funny because it's my mom's name. And then there's another yarn that I can't remember the name of. I only remembered Pia because obviously same as my mom. But I had 2 yarn lines of its own. And then it had like a crap ton of notions and other craft stuff. They said they had a whole floor of fabric too.
That's cool.
So it's not just for knitting and crochet. So it might be kind of cool to see what other stuff they have.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
They also, well, it'll be interesting for us to see in person, and if you've been to any of these cities that we're about to go to, please give us your recommendations because we'll take all of them.
Yeah.
But it does seem like, in general, when you travel, there's yarn stores that are like more natural fibers based and some that are more just like everything based. The Menita specifically I saw was like natural fibers focused.
Oh, nice.
So
okay,
that will be cool. I don't know. Again, we'll see. This is my first time ever going to Finland, but I feel like most of their yarn stores would be natural fibers focused.
I don't know. I mean, that's the interesting thing. Like the craft scene in each country seems to have a lot of crossover, and then there's like something weirdly special about each place. So I'm interested to see what that is.
Yeah.
Because like I know Estonia's like focus quite well, obviously, but I don't like. I'm interested to see what like Finland and Iceland have to offer that I didn't know about. Because I'm sure there is stuff.
Even like in Italy, I briefly went into a yarn shop, and it could have just been the yarn shop I chose to go into, but it was a lot of cotton, which kind of makes sense for Italy.
I guess.
And then a decent amount of acrylic, and I was kind of like,
that does surprise me. I don't know why, but I would have like thought like silk. I don't know why.
Or cashmere.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was surprised by that, but yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. And then, the last one I have is Snurre.
I have it written down, too.
And it's supposed to have really good, pretty much all the Nordic yarn
lines. I saw that it kind of has a lot of the similar brands we have here. And then, like, a few extra ones that I haven't heard of.
Yeah.
And then I saw that it's, like, it looks a little bit, like, more upscale, like, slightly.
Yeah.
And it seems to be in, like, the Old Town, maybe.
I wonder what the name means.
Yeah, I wonder if, maybe we'll look up Snurre and see what it means. I'll put it across the screen. And maybe the other things mean something. Oh, I had one more yarn store that you didn't mention in Helsinki called Lankamaailma, which means yarn world. It's almost the same in Estonian. And there's a couple different locations, but the Helsinki one looks big. Like, it looks like a Michael's, but only yarn.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's, but it looks a bit cozier than Michael's. Like, less department store-y. Almost like, that store, like, anyway, I don't know. There's, like, almost like an old-style department store where the ceilings aren't crazy high. They're, like, kind of lower, but there's, like, a lot of selection. That's what it looks like from the pictures, but I couldn't quite tell. So that's Lankamaailma Yarn World. But it looks pretty nicely organized, like not like discounty. It looked pretty nice. Did you have other notes about Helsinki?
Yes.
Okay.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but there will be a lot of, I can't remember if it's specifically in Finland, but there's a lot of Marimekko in Finland.
Yeah.
I have Lokal Helsinki, which just kind of has like a lot of like craft and things like that.
Yeah.
Not yarn related, but just like more like brands that are local.
Mm-hmm.
So it's called Lokal Helsinki, and it's just kind of beautiful design and home decor stuff.
Ooh, I want to go there.
And then also I have on my TikTok, I have saved a ton of vintage stores, which a lot of them don't have websites, but
Share
I have them
that
like
list with me, please.
Yes.
I didn't think of looking that up.
Yeah, so because I was just like, okay, well, if there's Marimekko, I want old Marimekko.
Oh, you just unlocked a new thing.
Yeah,
That's
so
such a
I
good
have like,
idea.
I've been like thinking through this, and then just like, also in general, Scandinavian countries tend to have like a style that I really like in terms of clothing.
Well, and they'll have totally different vintage stuff.
Yeah.
Totally different.
So I have a list of those
my God,
on my TikTok. Again, you can like pretty much just Google like Finnish.
But yeah, if you think
it's
of
just that a lot of them
mention,
don't have a website presence because they don't.
Yeah,
sell
and we can
online.
talk more about that in our after our trip episode because then we'll actually have pictures
And have gone to them,
which we can tell you if they were worth doing.
And then my final notes on things I want to do in Helsinki is I want to go to the Allas Pool, which is the one, it's like a sauna right by the water.
I saved that too.
So I really want to do that. And I think the hotel we're staying in is really close to the library. And it's called the Oodi Library. So either way, I'm going to the library.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's one of the coolest public libraries in the world because of its architecture. And it's very like Finnish in design. And this connects to, I lived in Calgary for 2 years. And the Calgary Library is stunning. It's all wood. It's beautiful. It was just recently built. And the architect is finish.
Ah.
And it looked kind of similar. So,
cool.
Anyways, excited for that.
Awesome. I'm so glad our lists are so different. Then we can compare.
What are your other...
Well, I have 3 more specific things. Well, a few more. I don't know, whatever. I'll just go through my list. I also wrote that I want to craft at the sauna spa, because that one I had on the list, the one you mentioned.
You can craft at the sauna spa?
Well, I want to.
You know what? They have a bar.
Because they have restaurant. Like, there's one that I looked up. I think it was the same one. That had, like, a restaurant by the water. We also have the...
And they has pools and, like, sauna.
Yeah. So there's
it looks
spots.
stunning.
Yeah. Well, and the Airbnb that me and my boyfriend got has its own sauna. So I figure it's like a tiny house, and it's like a 20-minute drive outside of the town. So I figure, like, we have our own little backyard and a little sauna. And so I figure that'll be really cute. And I can just craft there, and it'll be really cozy. And then I also wrote down on the ferry, because we have to take the ferry between Helsinki and Tallinn, the capital of Estonia. And so there's the ferry on the way there. We booked one that's 3 hours and 20 minutes. So that's 3 hours of uninterrupted knitting time, if you ask me.
I'm hoping it has, I forgot to check, but I'm hoping it has, like, patio on the ferry.
It does, yeah.
Okay, amazing.
We
Because I want to
booked,
sit
like,
outside.
deck seats, quote unquote.
I didn't book the ferry. My husband did, so I will let you guys know what we're on.
Yeah, okay.
This is how I find out we're on a tugboat or something.
We're on Tallink. There's 3 different people, 3 different boat companies. 3 different people. There's like little tugboats.
Yeah.
That would be
we all
so
end up on
scary.
little tugboats.
No. That's why I booked, because I was like, I don't know. I don't want to get stuck doing something I don't want to do. It was kind of expensive because we booked, whatever, doesn't matter. That's not interesting. Moving forward. Okay. But then I also have a cafe saved that's a boathouse by the water, and it's called Cafe Regatta. And I want to craft there really badly. It's like a little, like, old-looking, like, ship house that, like, has little tables by the ocean, and you can look at boats, and I just want to sit there. That sounds so nice.
That sounds perfect.
So maybe we could go there in the morning or something. And then also the old market hall. It's, like, kind of like the market hall we went to in Boston, like old big stone, like brick building.
I love a market.
And like, you know, market stalls, lots of food, very busy in there, and I figured that'll be kind of cool.
Those kinds of places are the best. I think if you can find them in cities, of way to like try everything from that city.
Yeah, because it's kind of like St. Lawrence Market in Toronto. You can get all the Toronto food. Like, it's like a hyper squished way to experience a lot all at once.
Yeah, I've been to the one in Cleveland, and it was really good. Like, I just like a market hall.
No, I think it's a good, it's a really good sampler. And then my last note for Helsinki is the Moomin store. You know Moomins? You don't know who Moomins are? Okay, Moomin, so I hope somebody listening is like, Moomin! Because Moomins, I'll put pictures of them. So we grew up watching Moomin, like, animations, but they're also books. And they're these little cute Finnish characters. A Finnish old lady wrote this.
Was it like on like TV or something, or did
you have
VHS?
I think. Yeah, it's old. They made a newer version too. There's books. There's a show. I think there's like short movies.
Are they like little blobs?
They're cute. Yeah, like almost like bears. Like almost look like hippos, but they're Moomins. And there's this little grumpy woman that's a witch. And she's like always like, and she's like their friend. I can't remember her name. It's like really cute.
What can you get at the Moomin store?
Everything Moomin-y. It's like the gift stores of like Winnie the Pooh, but it's Moomin stuff.
Okay.
Oh, like you'll love it. Like if you don't know Moomins and you look it up, you'll be like, oh my god. And the Moomins wear little flower crowns, and like it's super Finnish cultural cutie things. Like, anyway, Moomin store.
Okay, I'm excited.
Yeah, no, it's super cute. So, I'll put pictures of the Moomins and some links in case you don't know.
In case you need some Moomin experience.
When I said Moomin and you didn't say anything, I was like, oh no! I was like, we have a non-Moomin fan.
It's like the most like ridiculous word too, so for you to just keep saying it
Moomin.
to make me be like...
No, they're so... You'll love it. I swear, it's so cute. Like, I want to knit a Moomin sweater. I saw someone that did, and I was like, oh!
It's like me wanting to knit the lobster sweater everyone keeps doing.
Yeah. Okay, I think that covers Helsinki, right? Generally? Yeah. Okay, do you want to do your Copenhagen? Do we want to do
Let's do Estonian first,
Okay, and then we'll split.
Can I... Because I'm taking all food and other activity requests from you.
Oh,
but can I
so
tell
many.
you the yarn stores I found in Tallinn?
There's not that many.
No, I found Woollen.
Yeah.
And I found
Karnaluks.
Yes,
Yeah.
those are the two I found.
Yeah.
that brings me to the end of my research.
Yeah. Like, basically what I could find was, Löngos, which is Woollen. It's basically, like, slightly out of the nice old downtown part, but still walking distance. Looks like an okay selection, but, like, not huge. Again, Tallinn's, like, really small, so, like, it's kind of, like, sad how small of a selection of stuff they have. Like, they have department stores, but, like, that's not really what we're looking for yarn store wise. Then Karnaluks is like a large craft store, so it's a lot less personal, but, like, there's just, like, kind of everything, like a Michael's kind of vibe. And then otherwise there's another thing that this is the one I think I really want to go to. It's called Domus Linum. It's actually, like, in an old medieval building in the old town. And it has, like, a really small selection, but it looks, like, really beautiful and curated. So, like, maybe that's where we would get, like, one skein as, like, a souvenir. Because it looks
like
kind of
Estonian
expensive.
yarn or something.
Like, it looks expensive natural fibers.
Well, that's
vibes.
the other thing of, like, I don't want to buy Sandnes garn in Estonia.
No, I don't. Like, we can get Sandnes garn here.
Yeah.
And it's pretty, but I don't.
No, I want to, if I'm getting
I want,
yarn.
like, a skein or two to make something special.
Yeah.
You know? So I think Domus Linum sounds like the kind of place maybe that would have something like that. And it's, again, in the old town, so it's a bit, like, more aesthetic. Not that matters, but it does a little bit.
A little bit.
If you're on a vacation, you want things to be pretty. It's like you're not going to go to Starbucks on vacation. You're going to go to the Q Cafe.
Yes.
So, you know. And then there's 2 handicraft stores. There's a lot of handicraft stores, but 2, like, interesting ones that I might have been to before, but I haven't made a note of visiting, because there's a museum portion of it where you can see, like, old handicrafts, and then there's another portion of it that's, like, pre-made handicrafts you can buy. On
the topic of the museum, to include into my actual concrete Tallinn plans, we do plan to rent a car and head to Tartu to go to the really big museum that's there.
Yeah. That'll be awesome.
I'm very excited to do that.
Yeah.
Because that's all I've ever heard from anyone that's ever gone to Estonia is that museum.
Yeah. So that's really cool. You'll have to share lots of pictures because, I don't get to go that this time. But,
and for context to everyone else, this museum has, like, somehow kept, like, centuries of beautiful handicraft pieces.
Yeah. No, well, and like, if anyone doesn't know, Estonian handicrafts are obviously, like, they're very deep in the fabric of their culture, of our culture, and pun intended. But yeah, I guess other than those, because there really isn't much, like, many craft stores. I have seen in some gift stores when I've been there before, they have little kits for, like, Estonian mitten knitting.
Ooh.
So they'll have kits, but it's not, like, open yarn to select. It's a crafting kit,
yeah.
which is fine, but it's just
different.
Yeah, it's different. But I did write down a bunch of spots that I do want to craft. I have one of my favorite cafes is in the bottom of an old medieval building. You have to go down some stone stairs, and they have this, like, arched, like, stone window that you can sit in at this little booth table, and it looks out onto the main old square. It's called Kehrvieder. But I'll put pictures of it, and it's like in the winter when me and my sister went, we played a board game in that window seat for, like, hours. It was so fun. It was, like, so snowy outside. So that's where I'm picturing crafting, and they have really good hot chocolate. That's not, like, hot chocolate, it's like cacao, kind of like the thick chocolate. Anyway, that place. And then I wrote down my other favorite spot to go there, which is called Draakon, which means 3 dragons. And it's a medieval tavern where, like, they literally don't have lights. It's just candlelight. And it's all stone.
Is this the one that I've watched a video that you can get, like, pickles?
You can probably get pickles. I don't know.
I've seen a tavern that you can get, like, a pickle in a barrel. Like,
Maybe.
you fish out your own pickle.
Maybe.
Okay.
I've only been there recently in the winter, so that might be a summer thing, because I think it's a seasonal. They change out their menu, because their menu's really limited.
Oh, and they probably have, like, glühwein in the winter.
Yeah, and they have glögg in the winter, and högvin, which is a slightly different version of glögg, but that's basically mulled wine. So yeah, in the winter we went there over and over again. Yeah, I was like, I know what you're saying, but it's the same thing. Yeah. But yeah, it's like spiked, even more alcoholic wine, because it has, like, brandy in it sometimes, like different alcohol, and then they like put spices. But that's what we had over and over and over again there. And it's no electric light. All of the people working there are in medieval garb and talk to you like medieval wenches.
That's
like if
so
you don't
fun.
bring your dishes to the front, they yell at you. Like they're literally like, "Hey, clean up your table," like that.
I love that.
And like you're drinking out of like old vessels.
Oh, my husband's gonna love
Oh,
that.
it's like awesome. Like we went there, I think like 6 times because it was like reasonable prices, really authentic food, not a huge menu, which I kind of like because I don't like making choices. Like it was kind of perfect. Yeah, it's great. And like you feel awkward having your phone out in there because it feels so wrong time wise. So like once you take a picture, you're kind of like you put your phone away and you actually just like enjoy yourself.
Which is awesome.
It's like it feels like you're in medieval times.
I love that.
Very cool. So that one I will again put pictures, and then I have 3 more spots to go. Pirita Klooster, which is a cloister, like an abbey kind of, but it's right outside of the main town.
Yeah.
You have to. It's like a 20-minute walk from the outskirts, or like a 7-minute drive or something. Which I think we're just gonna walk because it's along the ocean, and I've been there a couple times. It's a ruin, but you can like they have events there. And it's, like, in the ruins of the cloister.
That's so
And
cool.
it's, like, beautiful. So I'd like to go there and maybe craft there because that'd be fun to, like, sit in the abbey or whatever and, like, that.
Maybe some cloister with nuns.
And, I mean, I'll leave the list there because I have endless more things. But, yeah, there's just, like, so many fun spots. Okay.
Now, do you want me to do Copenhagen? Mm-hmm. Obviously, I should be the most excited for Estonia because I'm Estonian. It's my first time ever going to Estonia. We're going to be there for like 6 days.
But it's a busy
going
time
for
there, I feel like.
I am so excited to go to Copenhagen.
Copenhagen is like where I'd like to move.
Yeah, I think my like...
The fashion.
I think my personality, how I like to work, the corporate setting.
Do you want to move to Copenhagen?
Well, this is... When things were going south in Canada politically, I was like, well, if we go to war... Also, my grandfather lived in Copenhagen for a few years prior to moving to Canada during his like transition of leaving Europe during World War II. And so I just feel like it's just like it's meant to be.
Everything I've ever heard about Copenhagen
I know.
is awesome.
This is neither of us have.
I've been
Oh, you
when
have
I was
been.
little.
Okay,
I was like
so
6.
neither of us have been recently either.
No,
so this is all just based on what we've heard
on
and seen.
Instagram, people everything they post about. I'm like, yes.
I love the water. I love
fashion,
seafood.
I love
the
their
fashion.
jobs.
Yeah.
They're biking everywhere. I don't know.
Yeah, and
correct us if we're wrong.
Yeah, please feel free to tell us. But I've also only ever heard good things.
I've never heard bad.
No. So
yeah. Okay, so what's your
excited?
list?
Well, first one of the exciting things, like obviously we're gonna try and do everything and go everywhere. And my husband loves Lego, and it's the home of Lego. So like we have lots to do. We're not going to the town where like the Lego is based out of and stuff. But he'll leave with a Lego set because he has to. It's like it's summer in Copenhagen, so I just like if it's as amazing as I think it's gonna be, there's no way I can't not go back like next year or the year after or something. Like it's just I'm so excited for it. But we're planning to rent a boat the one day because you can rent a boat for like under €100 and you get it for 2 hours and you don't get a driver. It's just like a little mini like a
I hope they give you a little bit of instruction.
I think they will too, and they'll probably only tell us we can go certain areas. But you can bring like 2 things of alcohol per person on it, and you can bring your own picnic and food onto it. God. And I am so excited. It'll be so fun because we'll probably grab some like meat and cheese and like maybe a bottle of wine.
Oh my
and
God,
I'm
you
just
have to wear your sweater.
I'm so excited. Anyway, yes, sweater needs to be done. But Copenhagen's the end of my trip, so if it's not done by then, I'll cry.
Failed the mission.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get this sweater ready for Copenhagen. That's essentially what I'm doing. But all of my favorite designers that I knit are Danish. So that's an easy start.
My God, there's probably so many yarn stores there.
So many. So there's some basic ones that like everyone would know about, like Olive Knits and different things like that have
like
yarn shops.
What are they called? Like flagship stores, kind of? Yeah.
So I found 2 that are like less known about. I found Sommerfuglen, and it's known for yarn but also embroidery. So it looks very, very cute. And then Samverk Garn and Cafe is a yarn store and cafe, and that's the one, they have little balls of yarn that you can like pick. Woolstock is also knitter friendly and coffee, ideal for browsing and sipping, I guess.
Ideal for browsing and sipping.
Like, at that point in time, I don't know if I'm even going to be coming home with that much yarn on that point of the time of the trip because my suitcase will be full.
You probably get something, like, even if it's just a little
excited.
notion or something. I feel like it's nice to. I don't know.
Yes, I'm like, and then looking forward to any recommendations for most things. But they do. I love book shopping in other places, especially in Europe. Book covers and romance books are written differently. So the same book that could be published in the U.S. can have a different ending in Europe because they don't tie things in a bow.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the time they'll change the ending. Plus the covers are different.
Yeah.
And hardcovers don't use sleeve jackets.
I hate sleeve jackets. They just crumble and crunch and they get dirty.
And because they don't use them, they're nicer covers. Sometimes the sleeve jacket's prettier than the
inside. Yeah. And then if the sleeve jacket gets ruined, all of a sudden your book's ugly.
Yeah. So because there's no sleeve jacket, the actual cover's nice.
No more campaigning for no more shawls. Yeah. No more book jackets.
Yeah. So last time I was in Europe, I bought a bunch of books because I was just obsessed over the covers and everything about it. So I found a book in Denmark that's known to... The tricky thing about when you go to a country that doesn't speak English and you only really read books in English, you need to kind of source out. There's always one or two English bookstores. And so I haven't really found any in Helsinki, so if you have any, please leave your recommendations. And I'm sure Tallinn and Helsinki both have
I know of a bookstore that's pretty good in Tallinn. I usually get Estonian books, but they have English books too.
Yeah, so I found one in Denmark that like seems to be really good. It's called Ark Books. So I'm excited about that. And then I'm going to go to the Gani store.
What's that?
Gani is like, it's like a brand. It's a Danish, like...
Ooh, like you're going to get funky clothes?
Yeah, this is...
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, it's like a designer brand, but yeah.
Nice. So. Oh my god. Okay, we got to leave room in our suitcases. Holy moly, I'm going to buy way too much stuff.
I'm very excited.
Okay, I need to reel it in.
That was the end of my...
That's your sharing?
Yeah. But I'm only there for 2 days, and so
I know. I'm only in Reykjavik for 2 days, in Helsinki for 2 days, so there's a lot to do.
And weirdly in Helsinki for a while, but that's because we land in Helsinki, and then we're doing like a day and a half in Helsinki, and then we do a day and a half on the back.
Oh, you're doing both ends. I see. Okay, well I have Reykjavik stuff.
Yes.
So there's a lot of yarn stores in Iceland. But the problem with Iceland is everything's so far apart, which makes it gorgeous.
Yes.
But, like, I don't have access to most of these places. So I only wrote down 3 that are actually available to me in downtown Reykjavik. There's more, I'm sure. Someone could tell me. But there's so many that I would love to visit, but I'm not going to be able to. So I don't know how to say this word.
That was me with the Danish words.
Vik Wool, and then Alstrati is how I'd say it. No idea if that's right. I will put a link. But I'm pretty sure this is right by my Airbnb, which we got a bed and breakfast, like a house where you right by the ocean, and like the owner makes like homemade bread and stuff for you in the morning. So that's gonna be really fun. And there's like, we share the living room and kitchen and stuff with other guests, so we're like kind of forced to talk to people, which kind of sucks, but it's also nice.
Yeah, no, I like those. I've had some of my best experiences in bed and breakfast.
Yeah, like I figure there'll probably be other young people. It's gonna be just me and Adam, so maybe we'll make friends. I don't know. So that one, it looks like a big store. It looks like it's close to the ocean, so I'm really excited for that. It sounds like really beautiful. Then I found the Hand Knitting Association of Iceland, which has an Icelandic name, but I don't know what it is, so I wrote down the English one.
Probably for the best.
It looks like mostly finished knit goods, but also yarn. So like maybe I'll buy like a finished piece as a gift for somebody or something. But it looks like they also have Icelandic yarn. So it looks kind of like inspiration and gifts. It looks also like walking distance from downtown Reykjavik, but it's also hard to tell on the map.
I think you'll probably leave with a sweater, if at the very least mitts and a hat, because I've never actually been to Iceland, but I've been through their airport a handful of times now.
It's gorgeous.
And it is gorgeous.
Oh, like
their duty free is one of the nicest duty frees I've ever been to.
That was the same in Finland. Like I've been to the Helsinki airport many times, and there's a Marimekko store in the airport. Like gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like think about the comparison to the Canadian airports. There's like t-shirts and compared to like beautiful sweaters. Anyway, and then I wrote down Saga Icewear, which looks like it's knitwear only. But, like, beautiful stuff. Also, that's called Icewear. That sounds so cool. Like, I don't know. I really like that, so I wrote that down. Then again, there's so many more, but they seem to be like really far, and I'd love to like visit some mills if possible or something in the future. But we're only there for 2 days, and one of our days is like a 10-hour bus tour looking at nature, which is like mostly what I want to see in Iceland is the nature. So I'm imagining that's what I wrote down for where I want to knit though. Is I imagine probably in the bus because maybe I need to get the Nausea Goggles.
Yes.
Because
Amazon.
I'm going to be in the bus for so long, because the thing with the tour is we stop for like an hour at each place, but the tour is so long because they're so far apart. One of the things we're doing is stopping in like an old Viking village.
There might be
yarn. Yeah, there might be something there. So I'm really excited, so stay tuned.
Well, everyone, those are all our tips, or not, we shouldn't even say tips. Those are what we're hoping to get done.
Well, and we don't even know if they're good ideas,
No.
because we've been to the places. But those are our thoughts.
So stay tuned for our next episode where we will download everything that we did and follow along on the Natural Fibres Instagram along with our own Instagrams where we'll be sharing all of the places we end up going.
Yeah, maybe we can like share kind of, not live maybe because we might not have time, but like basically post along our trip a little bit so you can stick
and we'll
around.
definitely get some content at La Lubita. Merike will be performing, and we'll get a little bit of behind the scenes for anyone that's interested in kind of like the Estonian culture and things like that kind of shape who we are and how Koigu is too.
You'll get lots of little clips and you can get a little window into our trip and maybe you'll get inspired for your own trip. So thanks for joining us.
Bye everyone.
Bye. This podcast is sponsored by and part of the Koigu family. The opinions expressed in this episode are not representative of Koigu Wool Designs as a company and are not meant to be taken as business advice. Learn more about Koigu at koigu.com and at Koigu Wool on Instagram.